Hello my friends, and welcome to another video. So I'm sitting just north of Denver. I'm gotta deliver some apples to Denver tomorrow, and so I'm sitting here for about 24 hours waiting. And so I thought I'd make a video because I saw a video by Nerd Cookies, and I like her stuff. She's okay. I don't always agree with her take, but she makes interesting videos and stuff. And then it's basically what she's been hearing about the new the third Dune film. So I just wanted to touch on this because if any of you know and have watched my channel at all, you know I'm a huge Dune fan. I love Dune. I love the '84 version of Dune. I know it's not right out of the books and stuff, but it stays pretty close, especially with the dialogue, the overall tone of the story, and they did the best they could when all they had was a 2-hour movie to do this huge book. And I've made no secret that the Villeneuve is the newest films. They're shit. There's moments of them that are good. The effects are pretty good for the most part. The acting is pretty good for the most part. I wasn't sure about Timothée Chalamet as being Paul Atreides, but I actually ended up really liking him in the role. I thought he did a really good job as Paul Atreides, and a young Paul Atreides, which is something that they didn't do in the '84, which is okay because I love Kyle MacLachlan. I loved his portrayal of Paul Atreides in that. So, but I mean, as far as like the overall tone of the story, I just felt like Villeneuve was too obsessed with the Bene Gesserit, and he sacrificed all of the other very important groups for the sake of girl power. Now, the Bene Gesserits are very powerful in the Dune universe, but they are not as powerful as, say, the Spacing Guild. The Spacing Guild is way more powerful than the Bene Gesserit. The Spacing Guild controls everything. I mean, without the Spacing Guild, they're stuck on their individual planets. They can't go anywhere. They can't fold space. They're lone islands of humanity with no way of getting to anywhere. Except for basically getting a ship, a sleeper ship, or come up with that kind of a technology and then fly 200 years to get to the next system, or whatever. So I think it's really interesting that he sacrificed all of the other groups. The Mentats sacrificed really any real deep dive into the Mentats and stuff. He just and they are a very powerful and important group, one of the old schools that survived from after the Balerian Jihad. But it just and I mean, the way he portrayed the Fremen as this, like, the Northerners are really smart and they're the good Fremen, and then the Southerners are freaking psycho fanatics and blah, blah, blah. It's like there was that division in the books. All of the Fremen are pretty much on the same page. They are a unified group of people. Like, they are not divided. Now that's not to say that there aren't differing opinions, but they are a unified people. Like, they have very specific beliefs and culture, and he completely ignored most of that in lieu of trying to make it for modern audiences, as Critical Drinker and so many have said. And so he sacrificed a lot of the really important parts and the really important reasons why these people act and do what they do, and making Zendaya this bitchy little twat who doesn't understand why Paul has to do what he has to do to marry Princess Yulin. In the book, Johnny is completely aware, because, I mean, in the books, Paul is already basically married, because when he kills Chaditz, can't remember the guy's name, when he kills the Fremen warrior who's, mouthing off to him in the first book, when he kills him, he basically becomes responsible for his family and de facto husband of that family, of Janus. Sorry, Janus is the guy's name. Janus, his wife and kids. I mean, he never has sex. I don't think he never takes her physically as a wife and stuff, but he becomes her de facto husband. Because that's the way their culture works. Like, because they understand as a family, they need a husband and a mother and a father, or a mother and a father, and then support for the children and to teach those values. And I mean, they understand the basics of how a culture should be. And then they completely do away with that and completely undermine the Fremen's culture through that whole, oh, girl power and friend and warrior girls are just as good. Yeah, they are. They are better warriors, but you know what? They also have very distinctive male and female roles. Doesn't mean they won't fight together and that they can't fight together. It just means, as a general rule, they don't. Like, if a woman has children, she's expected to be there for those kids because that's the next generation, and they have to train their children to survive in this hostile environment. I mean, it's really frustrating to watch buttwads like Villeneuve screw up basic tenets of the cultures that were established by Frank Herbert. And it just carried on and stuff. And so, see, I mean, in the next one, we got Dune Messiah, and then at the end, basically, and the things she was talking about was basically that they're going to introduce children of Paul and Chani. Well, at the end of the last movie, Chani runs off in a snit like a dumb little cunt. And I mean, you don't get the impression they're going to get together. Now, I'm sure they're going to have to fix that and rearrange that and stuff like that. But I'm sure they're going to do it in a modern feminist way where Paul's going to have to grovel and beg. And Paul never does that. Paul never does that. He loves and treats Chani like she is the most important thing in his world. But it's not out of some sense of, well, I got to apologize because she's a powerful woman. And oh my God. No, there is not that dynamic with them. And so it's sad to see what is, and see, I have no interest. I saw the second movie, and then, like I said, there are parts of the film, those two films, the first two films he did, that were good and that I really liked. But I mean, how they treated Stilgar in the second one, they make him just a dumbass zealot and stuff like that. And yes, he becomes quite zealotous, but not in like a fanatical, I don't use my brain way, like they portrayed him in the second film. Because he becomes a very key player in the next book, to help keep Paul grounded and to, I mean, it just, so they completely bastardized his character, and it just pisses me off what they did to Stilgar. And so many other male characters, they bitchified him to make the women look more important. And it's just, you don't have to do that. I don't know why you don't, like, these people don't get, you don't have to demean men to raise women and to treat them with honor and respect. You don't have to denigrate one at the expense of the other. And there was a lot of that in the films. Like I said, there's good moments, and I mean, I'd give it like 3 out of 5 stars, because, like, there was some good stuff in it. But like the problems in the story, the fact that they didn't bring in Count Fenrig, who plays in a big part, but they brought in Countess Fenrig and stuff, and they gave her role an important thing. I'm just like, whoa, what? And that maybe they're going to correct that in the next films and stuff, but it's like he should have been introduced. And they didn't do anything with Thufir Howard. Like, Thufir Howard is like nobody. He's a nobody. Like, he's in the first movie for a little bit and then he's gone. And he plays major roles in the first 2 books. I don't know. It's really sad. Not as much in the second book, but in the first book he plays quite a bit. And they didn't get into that intrigue that goes on between him and Jessica, trying to figure out which one of them betrayed, because they didn't realize it was the doctor. And I mean, there's so much that got lost, and he had huge amounts of time that he could have focused on that. But no, we're going to focus on Zendaya, and she's really important, and she's a powerful woman, and oh, shit. Anyway, so I'm not excited about Dune Messiah at all. If I watch it at all, it's going to be more in a sense of just to see how bad it is. I mean, really, because that's what I went into the second movie, and I was like, "Oh, that was good. Oh, that's shit. Well, that's good. Well, that's shit." And it just went back and forth that whole movie. I'm just like, what a waste of time that they used in so much of that. So I don't know how many of you guys are hearing these rumors that are coming out about Dune, and what are your thoughts? What do you think's going to happen? Do you think they're going to do you think he's going to fix some of the shit he got wrong in the first two films? Or do you think he's just going to continue down the I'm a douchebag, wannabe feminist rabbit hole that he seems to have pushed himself into? Because I get the sense that's where we're going. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. What rumors have you heard, and stuff. I'm probably going to be making some videos because I'm going to be sitting here for like 24 hours. So, and there's some things I want to talk about. I want to talk about some Star Trek stuff in the next video with Strange New Worlds coming to an end. Thank you for not soon enough. Was it? How does Yoda put it in the last of the prequel movies? Not short enough your reign was. It's like not short enough that series was. Anyway, thanks for watching this, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you want to hear more content, political entertainment, and anything else, because that's what I do here. I cover it all. I don't pull my punches. I'm not politically correct, and that's what you can look forward to hearing from me. I'm looking forward to the new Tron film, and I look forward to talking about that when it comes out. Please, God, don't let them mess that up. Because the Tron Legacy was a fantastic film, way underrated in my opinion. So I'm hoping that Disney doesn't pooch that one, but I mean, it's Disney, so yeah. Anyway, talk to you guys next time. Bye now.